We start this afternoon in St. Paul, where the political divide between lawmakers is widening on day one of Minnesota's 2025 legislative session. DFL representatives have been making good on a threat to boycott the session start as House Republicans fight for control of the chamber. KIMT News 3's Cami Raisler is live in St. Paul for us this afternoon. She's at the state capitol. Cami, a sharp contrast could be seen in the House chamber when roll call began at noon. You shared some images with us. The DFL side standing empty, though, as Republican lawmakers were sworn in. Quite a sight there.
Yeah, absolutely. It was just very interesting. I actually walked into the chambers about 5 minutes before session started, and there wasn't a Democrat or DFLer to be seen. So a historic start to the session here in St. Paul, and it's sure to be interesting as the days progress, that's for sure. Now, earlier this week, and actually for the last few months, Democrats had been saying that they were going to boycott, and they fell through today and did just that. They followed through. Secretary of State Steve Simon declared a quorum was not present today, but despite that, as we saw, House Republicans voted on Speaker of the House and elected Representative Lisa Demuth anyway. It was unclear if House Democrats and Republicans were going to find some common ground and have some sort of shared power agreement this morning, but as we saw by the boycott, that did not happen. So let's refresh exactly why this is happening. As it stands right now in the House, DFLers have a one-seat disadvantage as a special election is set for January 28th for District 40B. That is the sticking point here, District 40B. That's scheduled for January 28th. DFL Representative-elect Curtis Johnson was ruled ineligible to serve by a judge because it was determined he did not live in the Roseville district. With what happened today, some are wondering if this was legal for House Republicans to continue and select the House Speaker. As expected, Republicans who represent Southeast Minnesota said absolutely.
What were your thoughts when you showed up and there were a bunch of open seats?
Well, frankly, I was hoping that they would show. Having served during two trifectas and being in the minority, that doesn't mean that you don't go do the job and work for helping Minnesota.
Do you think the Speaker of the House ruling will hold?
Yeah, it is. What we did was lawful, and we are following the law. And the quorum issue is very clear in statute.
So we hear that word constantly, just quorum, and there seems to be confusion on what a quorum is. Obviously, Republicans and Democrats do not agree. Basically, a quorum, if you don't know what that is at home, think of a two-person, a doubles tennis match, okay? You're not going to play a doubles tennis match with one side only having one player competing against two people. So it's basically the number of people needed for session to continue, for business to take place. And Democrats think that it needs to be 68. Republicans think the number 67 works just fine. So right now in the House, Republicans do have that one-seat advantage. Over in the Senate, it's 33-33, and things are a little bit more, dare I say, cordial over there. No issues on the Senate side. They do have that sharing of power happening right now because the Senate also has a special election coming up. Just there are so many things happening in this Minnesota legislature right now. It's very busy. I encourage folks to go online to KIMT.com because there's a lot of things yet to come here as this session progresses. I'll send it back to you.
Cami, I also did want to ask you whether you've seen Governor Tim Walz at all at the halls of the State House, if he's made his appearance or if he appears to be boycotting along with the rest of the Democrats.
Yeah, I can't fully say he's boycotting, but I have not seen him here. A lot of people wanting to get some response from him, of course, as DFL lawmakers here in the House did not appear for the start of the session. So haven't seen Governor Tim Walz yet here at the State House.
All right. Thank you so much, Cami, for that live coverage there. We will, coming up on KIMT News 3 at 5, hear from some area representatives right here in Rochester who have been boycotting in St. Paul. And KIMT News 3's Cami Raisler will be back with us to talk about the session as well.